Welcome back, Towners. Today we're making baked ziti. Let's go. All right, we started out with our mandolin and we tried to cut up some zucchini noodles. We were trying to actually originally make lasagna, but trying to slice the noodles, for some reason they kept ripping and shredding at the end, so they just didn't look right. So we decided just to pull out the mandolin and just cut rings and circles out of it to turn this into ziti. You can do lasagna or ziti if you want, depending on how you cut the noodles. The process is exactly the same. So then we, after we cut all the rings up, we put them into a bowl, and we wanted to get as much moisture out of these zucchini as we could. So we laid them on some, you can use a towel or some paper towel, and we salted them and let them sit for about 30 minutes or so, and that released a lot of the moisture. You can also occasionally pat it dry to get some of the moisture off of the top, but you want to get as much liquid out as possible so it doesn't become soupy while cooking. We then placed them into a bowl, and while we were doing that, we actually started working on our meat. We got some hamburger meat and we seasoned that with some salt and pepper, and then basically browned that. Once the hamburger meat was browned, we then added our additional vegetables that we added to it. We added some chopped onion as well as some spinach. And once the spinach wilted down, we were done with that. We then added in some pasta sauce. You can make your own pasta sauce, or you can use your favorite store-bought brand. We're doing a keto friendly, so we had a no sugar version. I tasted it, it needed some more seasoning to it, so I added some additional salt, garlic powder, and some Italian seasoning to that. And then we just cooked that down. Once it cooked down, it came out looking like this and more condensed. And then from there, we were ready to start building our ziti. We took some ricotta cheese and we seasoned that as well. To that, we added some onion powder, garlic powder, and an egg. And this is just basically to help bind and get everything together. Just mix that up. Once that's well combined, then your cheese mixture is ready to use as well. And we took our baking sheet and baking pan and sprayed it with some oil. And then we laid down our first layer of meat sauce, and then our base layer of zucchini noodles. Now again, if you're doing lasagna, you can just lay down the strips in a long pattern. It'd basically be the exact same process. Then we put down our cheese mixture and spread that around, trying to be gentle with this so that way we didn't move the noodles all over the place, but it really doesn't matter. It's all gonna combine together anyway, and so you can do it how you want to when you spread it out. We then added our next layer of meat. And we topped that with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And then this was our final layer of zucchini. As you can see, I was just basically dumping this and just filling in the gaps for this one. And then this is the last layer of meat that we had. And the remaining portion of our ricotta cheese. And just continue to layer that and spread up to cover up each bottom layer that's below that. We then top that off with some remaining mozzarella cheese, and then covered all of the top half of it with some grated parmesan cheese. We after it was all layered, basically I just banged the pan against the bottom of it so that way we can get all the air bubbles out and make everything flat and smooth. We then covered that in the oven, and we covered it with foil and placed it in the oven at about 350 degrees covered. After halfway point of the cooking, I realized that it needed some additional cheese on it, so I added some cheddar cheese to the top and just let it cook for the remaining time uncovered. This is how it looked once it came out of the oven. We had that boiling molten lava looking cheese. Now cutting this, cutting the Ziti, zucchini Ziti, it was kind of hard to cut just because of the rings that were in it. They had softened up a lot in the cooking process, but they were still pliable. If I had used a glass dish or a metal pan, it would have been a lot easier to cut. I just didn't want to cut down hard on this with a knife, so a way to bust through the pan and have anything leak out the bottom. As you can see, some of the moisture came out of the bottom. At the bottom, you can see that moisture from the zucchini noodles. That's perfectly fine. If you were to have made this the day before or anything, that will congeal up and solidify and it won't be as runny as it looks now. But the flavor and taste is all there. It doesn't take away from any of that. It took us about maybe 3-4 days to eat this, and after we put it in the refrigerator and came back to it the next day, all of that sauce had solidified and was easier to scoop out and everything. This was our final product of the baked ziti. The flavor came out great. I had questions about the noodles because I forgot to season the noodles, but the additional seasoning and everything else took place and covered everything. The seasoning, the meat sauce, seasoning the cheese and everything helped with making sure everything had a great taste to it. Definitely like you guys to try this out, and if you've already done so, let me know if there's anything differently you would have done to it. But thank you guys for watching and enjoy.
Enjoy and please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. All menu items are listed in the description box. And thank you guys for watching.